In football, there are nights that live beyond the pitch, nights that reshape history, rewrite belief, and remind us why this sport can move millions. May 25, 2005, under the floodlights of the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, one of those nights unfolded. A Champions League final that began in despair and ended in immortality. A match forever remembered as the Miracle of Istanbul. Liverpool entered this final as underdogs, proud, determined, but inconsistent. Their Premier League season had been uneven, marked by injuries and frustration. But in Europe, something different grew. Something emotional. Something that felt like destiny. Rafa Benitez, in his first year at the club, brought structure, tactical intelligence, and a calm belief. Liverpool's path to Istanbul was anything but easy. In the group stage, they teetered on the edge of elimination until Steven Gerrard delivered a thunderbolt against Olympiacos, a goal that didn't just keep them alive, it reignited belief throughout the club. They then knocked out Juventus, a European powerhouse holding firm in Turin. In the semi-final, they faced Chelsea, in a tie defined by tension and a single debated moment, Luis Garcia's ghost goal, a strike that may or may not have crossed the line, but crossed into Liverpool legend either way. By the time they arrived in Istanbul, Liverpool were not the strongest team, but they were the most stubborn, and sometimes in football, stubbornness becomes strength. Their supporters felt it too. Tens of thousands made the journey across Europe, some on cheap flights, others on ferries, buses, rented vans, whatever could move. Some slept in airports, some shared floors in strangers' homes, and many traveled without tickets, trusting fate to carry them. When they reached Istanbul, they found a city ready for them. It felt as if the city itself was preparing for something incredible. But across the field awaited AC Milan, a giant in every sense. This was a team built for dominance, a team of champions. Paolo Maldini, calm and timeless. Nesta and Stam, two of the world's most respected defenders. Andrea Pirlo, a conductor pulling strings with effortless grace. Clarence Seedorf, a serial Champions League winner with unmatched experience. Gattuso, all aggression and fire. And ahead of them, Kaká, Crespo and Shevchenko, three attackers capable of tearing any defense apart. To many neutrals, the final felt predetermined. Liverpool would fight, yes, but Milan would win. That was the expectation. And then the match began. Barely 50 seconds in, Milan won a free kick. Pirlo stepped up with his usual calm, floated a curling ball into the box, and Maldini met it with a perfect volley. 1-0, inside the first minute. A Champions League final goal faster than anyone had imagined. Liverpool stunned, Milan confident. As the first half continued, Milan played with an elegance that bordered on cruel. Pirlo controlled everything. Seedorf glided across midfield. Kaká, at the peak of his powers, drifted through Liverpool's defense, finding spaces that shouldn't exist. And then came the second goal. Kaká splitting the back line, Crespo finishing with precision. 2-0.
In support, here's Hernan Crespo, 2-0. Hernan Crespo!
Moments later, another sweeping move ended with Crespo lifting the ball delicately over Dudek.
What a pass too for Crespo, and what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Hernan Crespo again, from a sublime pass by Kaká. And Milan now playing football out of this world.
3-0 before half-time. A masterpiece from Milan, a nightmare for Liverpool. When the whistle blew, Milan walked off the pitch relaxed, certain that the trophy was theirs. Liverpool's players trudged down the tunnel in disbelief. Some fans in red began to leave, unable to watch anymore. But most stayed, stunned, heartbroken, struggling to make sense of the moment. And then, from the Liverpool end of the stadium, a sound began. Quiet at first, shaky, almost fragile. "You'll never walk alone." It grew louder, stronger, more defiant. Tens of thousands joining together not because they believed a comeback was likely, but because singing was all they had left. It carried across the stadium, through the corridors, into the dressing room. It lifted heads. It steadied hearts. It reminded everyone wearing red that the story wasn't finished. Inside the dressing room, Rafa Benitez stayed calm. He made a bold tactical change, bringing on Dietmar Hamann to add control in midfield and pushing Gerrard further forward. His message was simple: one goal. Make it one goal and everything can change.
You're 3-0 down at half time, you're an experienced manager, you've won the big trophies. Are you also sitting there going, this could be 4, 5, 6?
Yeah,
Or
you are
you
worried
thinking,
about that.
Obviously the next goal, you're
No,
back
you are
in.
worried about that.
You don't want to be embarrassed to lose a final 6-0 or 5-0.
Happened to me when I was in Extremadura, and then we were losing a game that was 3-0, and then we scored the goal and said, what can we do now? The other team is much better than us. If we go high, we leave a space, it will be 5-6, and then at this time, what I said, for me was clear. We have to score one goal. I remember all of them with their head down. I said, listen, put the head up, so we have nothing to lose. We have been working so hard to be here. Nothing to lose. Come on, if we score one goal, we go back. And it's in my notes. We go back into the game. We were lucky enough to score 3 goals in 6 minutes, but they changed of tactics, changed the dynamic of the game.
But even for an experienced manager, could you still be sitting there going, this could be 5 or 6?
Yeah. No, you are worried about that. But you have to convince them.
That's right.
So I am quite calm, quite analytic, but I am trying always to win. I am trying to find a solution. Yeah. So I was thinking, I need to pass them the belief that we can do.
But did you have the belief, truthfully, where you're 3-0 to a brilliant team? No. You're just faking it a little bit.
But it's not that I was thinking, oh no, I have to do my job now. That's it. What happened, we will see.
The second half began, and slowly, the energy shifted. Liverpool looked sharper, more aggressive. Then, in the 54th minute, Reece sent in a cross. Gerrard rose. Above everyone, sent a header into the far corner and sprinted toward the fans, arms outstretched, demanding belief. 3-1. 2 minutes later, another chance fell to Vladimir Smicer. His low shot skidded into the corner. 3-2. Milan shocked, Liverpool alive. And then came the moment that completed the resurrection. Gerrard burst into the box, Gattuso brought him down, and the referee pointed to the spot. Xabi Alonso stepped up. His penalty was saved, but the rebound fell kindly, and he smashed it in. 3-3. In 6 minutes, Liverpool had done the impossible. The stadium exploded. Milan were stunned. Liverpool looked possessed. The match shifted into chaos. Tackles, counters, saves, desperation from both sides. Carragher battled cramp, defending on pure heart. Hamann controlled the midfield. Gerrard dropped deeper, then surged forward again, doing whatever was needed. And then came Jerzy Dudek's moment of destiny. Shevchenko, one of Europe's deadliest strikers, found himself twice in front of goal from point-blank range. Dudek saved the first shot reflexively. The rebound fell straight back to Shevchenko, another thunderous attempt, and somehow Dudek saved again. 2 miracles in 2 seconds. A moment etched into Champions League history. Extra time passed in tension and exhaustion. Every player fought on instinct alone. When the referee blew for penalties, the entire stadium held its breath. Dudek shook his legs like Bruce Grobbelaar in 1984. It was part distraction, part madness, part destiny. Serginho blasted Milan's first penalty over the bar. Hamann scored for Liverpool. Pirlo's shot was saved, Smicer converted. Tomasson scored for Milan. Reece missed. And then Shevchenko stepped up. The man Milan trusted the most. He shot low to Dudek's left, and Dudek saved. Liverpool had done it. From 3-0 down to lifting the European Cup. A resurrection no scriptwriter would dare create. As the celebrations erupted, Gerrard fell to his knees. And Dudek was mobbed by his teammates, immortal forever. For the supporters, it was a night they would carry for the rest of their lives, a testament to belief, resilience, and the unbreakable spirit of Liverpool Football Club. A story that stood beyond tactics and beyond logic, a story that would be told across generations. This was not just a comeback, it was faith turned into reality. It was the miracle of Istanbul. This is GoalLine Stories, where every second counts, and legends are born in the unlikeliest of nights.